We back in this thing. We back in this thing. We back in this thing, man. Oh man, had to take some time off, handle some real business. You know how it is, man. Life be lifing and things be happening, but we back. I may be a little late to the party, but right now all the news is about good old Shannon Sharpe, man. Hate to see him going through it. Hate to see him going through it. But for those of you who don't know, they're trying to take another black man down, man. Another one. What they say, how DJ Khaled said, I gotta give me a soundboard. That's gonna be the next thing I do. I'm gonna give me a soundboard and be like, another one. Yeah, man. $100 million deal he was negotiating. And the OnlyFans model wants half. Okay. You get 100 million, I want half. You know what I mean? But I got all of the updated news. You know, we're gonna go through the sequence together, from top to bottom, all in one show. Everything that's been happening all week, I got it all for you here in one show. You feel me? So we're gonna get into it. We're gonna jump into it right now. Matter of fact, let me see, man. I feel like I'm missing something. Am I? I don't know. I guess I'm not. You know what I'm saying? I guess I'm not. I'm just glad to be back. Glad to be doing this. You feel me? All right. So let's start with it, man. Look, I need y'all to like the video. Comment if you want, but turn your post notifications on so you know the next time I drop. Let's get it.
My family, friends, supporters, and colleagues, I want to speak to you directly and from the heart. This is a shakedown. I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself because this isn't right. This is all being orchestrated by Tony Busby, who has targeted Jay-Z. Tony Busby targets black men, and I believe he's going to release a 30-second clip of a sex tape that tries to make me look guilty and play into every stereotype you could possibly imagine. That video should actually be 10 minutes or so. Hey, Tony, instead of releasing your edit, put the whole video out. I don't have it, or I would myself. You know what happened, and you're trying to manipulate the media. The encounter in question took place during the day at her invitation, and now that appears to be a deliberate setup, coordinated by Gabby, also known as Carly on OnlyFans. Gabby and Tony Busby want $50 million. What they're getting is sued for defamation and trying to take me down. My career is all about real talk and honesty. I know my family and fans know exactly what this is about. And I'm going to be out there telling you whatever I need to say, just like I always do. I love all you guys. Thanks.
Okay. Up first, we got Shannon Sharpe. Shannon Sharpe is in the news again for an allegation of sexual misconduct with an OnlyFans model. Irony, I know. So we'll start with that. Cut there. All right. So my response to this is this. All right. Tony Busby, if you guys don't know, he is the same lawyer that tried to defame Jay-Z with a sexual allegation. He uses women to be able to create a narrative of sexual misconduct for prominent black men. Tony Busby is a lawyer who's based in Texas. I'm not sure if it's Houston or not, but I know that it's somewhere in Texas. Unfortunately, Shannon Sharpe, just like so many prominent black men, is going to be a cautionary tale for us. It's going to give the sisters more ammunition is to say, and might I add, Dr. Umar Johnson, more ammunition to say to stay away from the snow bunnies because this is what happens. It's also going to say they're also going to say that Shannon Sharpe deserves what he has coming to him because he didn't settle down with someone his age. I think this girl Gabby is like 18 or 20 or something like that. She's pretty young. But it just goes to show you that no one's safe. No one's safe, especially in this climate. I don't know. I have the phone calls. I'm not gonna show the sex tape, obviously, because it's YouTube. But I do have some of the calls that they're using to build the narrative. There's two courts that are in session here. There's the court of law, and then there's the court of public opinion. And so what this particular lawyer likes to do is he likes to try everybody that he attacks, usually a black man, one of prominence, in the court of public opinion to defame their reputation, to defame their character. And he selects his timing perfectly because apparently Shannon Sharpe was negotiating $100 million deal. Now, it was understood that he offered her 10 million to just go away. And the reason why I think that is because the hit that he's taken on his reputation is more than $10 million. He may have lost this $100 million deal. So when you think about it, $10 million, 90 million, that's a win. If you look at all of the, all of what comes with it. But she wants 50, and she's suing for 50. So, we have to see what's happening. A lot of his friends have distanced themselves. And I think it's understood that ESPN has distanced themselves and he's taken a sabbatical, a hiatus from ESPN, especially till all this blows over. But I think that that's over for him. And so it just goes to show you, no black man is safe. You got to defend your legacy from any and everything because everybody's going to want a piece of the hard work that you put in. I stand with Shannon Sharpe personally. I hate to see a black man go down like this. I'm not the type of person to just turn my back on somebody. I don't know him personally, but he is a black man and he is a prominence and he's a representation of not just what I can do, but what a lot of brothers can do. But it's a cautionary tale. Let's get into the phone calls. I got both of them, so let's check them out.
Say you're just gonna like get mad at and you're just gonna hang up on me, so I feel like
I'm not gonna hang up on you. Here's what it is.
what does that even mean?
Nothing, Gabby. You want to be a dick to me now, so
I don't want to be. Don't manipulate me.
oh no, have mercy. If you say that one more time, I'm gonna choke the out of you when I see you. Thank you.
Well, I don't want to be choked.
Yes, you do. I don't think you have a choice in the matter.
That was the first tape. There's a 2-part. But before we get into the second part, I want to say that, and a lot of people know this, when you're in the privacy of your own home or having private conversations, a lot of what you say, especially with a particular person, may come off as aggressive to the public. But when people are having these conversations, a lot of those conversations are riddled with sexual innuendo, and apparently she liked it rough. And so to the public eye, they did the same thing with Donald Trump, grab him by the pussy. But to the public eye, it may seem as if he's being a violent man or a violent person, but this may be the nature of their relationship. And so what women will do is they'll create this culture in the relationship that they have with men, of roughness, claiming that they like it, and then record it and then use it as a manipulation tactic to destroy that person's character when it was, always like that with them, as far as just the rough housing and the rough the rough talk goes. I'm not saying that Shannon Sharpe is right in this instance. I'm not saying that he's wrong, but I'm saying that just based off of the nature of what is understood of their relationship and how their sexual relation was, where it's very rough and she asked for it, this type of talk isn't unheard of. And but I will say this: there are pros and cons in dealing with younger women, and this is the cautionary tale I'm talking about. Yes, less mileage, yes, less trauma, but more immaturity, more being easily influenced. Tony Busby can approach these type of people and create a case, and a lot of times, especially when you're dealing with people, with women who operate in promiscuity, they are into sex work. These women ultimately have a capitalistic mindset, because if they're willing to sell their bodies, they're definitely going to be willing to sell you. So this does appear, I don't see why Shannon Sharpe, he has everything to lose here, so I don't see why he would lie about this. This does appear to be a shakedown. But the court of public opinion is one thing, but a court of law is a whole different thing. Let's go on to the next audio clip.
What, Gabby?
Well, you're coming to LA tomorrow?
Yes.
Well, I don't know why you want to go out.
Don't worry about it, Gabby.
Well, okay.
Okay, what?
Well, I'm not really interested in getting choked, so I guess we're going.
Yeah. I might choke you in public. Big black guy chokes small white woman.
It's not a good look, Shannon.
Not a good look that you did what you did to me.
Okay, well...
Well, what?
Now, we don't really know the nature of what this conversation is about. What they put that out there for is just so that you can hear him saying that he's going to choke her. Okay. If that's the nature of their relationship, where they operate like that with, rough house and rough sex, that type of thing, and she says that she's into that, this conversation, given the context of the nature of their sexual relationship, isn't that far off. And so what you have here, in my opinion, and you can crucify me, say what it is that you want to say about it. In my opinion, I think that she obviously knows that she's recording him, and he doesn't know that he's being recorded. Because of that, she tones down her conversation and sets the trap to make it seem like it's something that it isn't. The setup is here, boom, we're here. I like it rough. Talk to me dirty, choke me, blah, 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 blah. This goes on for, however long their relationship is and however long it lasted. And then boom, here we are. We're randomly in conversation while the conversation is being recorded. So it sets up the trap. I don't want to be choked. Well, I don't want to be choked, so I'm the victim, and I guess I'll go, since if I don't go, you're going to choke me. Throw that out, public opinion. But the nature of the conversation normally is, I do want to be choked. Blah, blah, blah. Notice the joke that he told. Big black guy chokes little white woman. He's saying it in jest. This is a woman that he has sexual relationships with. I don't, this is just my personal opinion. I'm just, giving my idea of what I perceive. But we're not gonna stop there. We're gonna jump into Stephen A. Smith. He did give his response to whatever is going on. It's a little long. I may stop it in the middle, after we get it what it is that we need. But I got that for you. So let's jump into that one. Stephen A. Smith.
All right, everybody, listen up. With all the big-time sports action that's happening each and every day, the Stephen A. Smith Show wants to make sure you are taking advantage of it all. That's why we've partnered with Prize Picks, the best place to win cash while watching. Welcome to this edition of the Stephen A. Smith Show, coming at you over the digital airways of YouTube and, of course, iHeartRadio. As always, thanking all of y'all for y'all support for watching the show and what have you. The millions of downloads I received over iHeartRadio. Subscribers now eclipsing 1.18 million. Thank you so much for the love and support. Today's a different day because of where I have to get started and where I have to finish. There's only going to be one subject discussed today, and it's where we're getting started. It's involving some news that broke yesterday involving Shannon Sharpe, my colleague at ESPN and my friend. The Hall of Fame tight end was sued on Sunday by a woman proceeding under the name Jane Doe pseudonym. The 13-page civil complaint filed in Nevada alleges that Sharpe committed assault, sexual assault, battery, and sexual battery. The plaintiff alleges Sharpe sexually assaulted her several times at the end of 2024 and the beginning of 2025.
I want you guys to take a look at this and understand the message that women are sending towards men. Okay. Men are getting the message loud and clear. Women like to play the game that they like things rough sometime, only to be able to build a case against you, to use it against you later, especially if you're a man of providence. You have to protect your seed and you have to protect your wealth from these women, because they are trying to do any and every underhanded tactic to be able to take what it is that you've worked very hard for. I just want to throw that out there. This case alone is going to send a message to most men about the nature of the sexual dating market, and that they're going to have to make an adjustment in protecting themselves. Nowadays, you see a lot of women complaining about the fact that men are no longer approaching them. And when you really boil it down, it's for reasons like this. Them leveraging what it is that they're asking for against you to create a narrative. That's what I believe is happening right now. I know Stephen A. Smith, he's very high profile. Me, I'm not. So I can come and tell y'all the truth of what I'm actually thinking and feeling. Stephen A. Smith, he has to protect the brand and the image. So he's going to approach this thing very cautiously. And he's been doing it a long time. I haven't. So I'm going to talk my shit. You feel me? Let's keep going though.
The suit also alleges that Shannon engaged in the intentional infliction of emotional distress. It should be noted that the suit was filed by attorney Tony Busby. This is the same attorney that filed a suit against Jay-Z and P. Diddy, alleging they both sexually assaulted a minor, which has since been withdrawn.
Wow.
Jay-Z also has countersued Busby. By the way, the plaintiff in the Sharpe civil suit is not the woman heard in the accidental Instagram live stream incident that made headlines last September. The millions of downloads I received. Code SAS to get in every weekday morning from 10 a.m. to 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. Sunday, by a woman proceeding under the name at the end of 2024, and the is that Sharpe committed assault, sexual assault, battery, and sexual battery. The plaintiff alleges Sharpe sexually assaulted her several times at the end of 2024 and the beginning of 2025. The suit also alleges that Shannon engaged in the intentional infliction of emotional distress. A woman proceeding under the name Jane Doe pseudonym. The 13-page civil complaint filed in Nevada alleges that Sharpe committed assault, YouTube, and of course iHeartRadio. Today's a different day.
I don't know where I'm at. Hold on, y'all.
The 13-page civil and my friend. The Hall of Fame tight end was sued on Sunday by a woman proceeding under the name Jane Doe pseudonym. The 13-page civil complaint filed in Nevada alleges that Sharpe committed assault, sexual assault, battery, and sexual battery. The plaintiff alleges Sharpe sexually assaulted her several times at the end of 2024 and the beginning of 2025. The suit also alleges that Shannon engaged in the intentional infliction of emotional distress. It should be noted that the suit was filed by attorney Tony Busby. This is the same attorney that filed a suit against Jay-Z and P. Diddy, alleging they both sexually assaulted a minor, which has since been withdrawn. Jay-Z also has countersued Busby. By the way, the plaintiff in the Sharpe civil suit is not the woman heard in the accidental Instagram live stream incident that made headlines last September.
AKA Shannon Sharpe be knocking them hoes down, boy. That boy be getting to it. I'm just letting y'all know. Let's keep on going, though. I'm just, I had to put that out there.
Of last year. In response to the suit, Shannon and his legal team went to social media yesterday and released a series of allegedly sexually explicit text messages between him and the Jane Doe. In addition to that, they issued the following statement, quote, "This lawsuit, filed by Gabriella Zuniga and orchestrated by her attorney, Tony Busby, is a blatant and cynical attempt to shake down Mr. Sharpe for millions of dollars. It is filled with lies, distortions, and misrepresentations, and it will not succeed," end quote. Then earlier today, Jane Doe's attorney, Tony Busby, sent TMZ Sports a 1 minute and 36-second clip of an alleged conversation between his client and Shannon. In response to that clip, Shannon Sharpe went back to social media and issued this response. Take a look.
To my family, friends, supporters, and colleagues, I want to speak to you directly and from the heart. This is a shakedown. I'm going to be open, transparent, and coordinate with you guys. Thanks.
Shannon.
Okay. Hellcat 2K15 said, "Can't do the interracial." I don't blame you, brother. I do not blame you. It's just we at it again. You prominent black man, and then the setup. And the thing about it is that I don't think women understand the damage that they're doing to themselves when it comes to just the male-female interaction. This right here is definitely going to lower the birth rate. Unless laws are changed to protect men and their wealth, you're going to start to see the female-male dynamic start to kind of dissipate, where women are going to have to basically sign NDAs and contracts stipulating that what is transpiring is all consensual, because it's easy for a woman to feign consent, get you all riled up, having normal conversations, and then turn around and flip the script on you. Use the text messages that y'all both are engaging in as a weapon. Like, just turn it all off in 1 quick second. And so men are going to have to do a better job of protecting themselves. And I'm not putting this all on men, because the social contract between the two isn't being disrupted on the male side, it's being disrupted on the female side, because it's causing men to have to become a lot more cautious in their dealings with women. We could take it to a race issue. You know what I'm saying? This right here has been a mantra in the black community since long before my time. Do not mess with snow bunnies, because they will get you jammed up. And I gotta say, grandma might have been right. All right, hold on a second. Look. Hellcat 2K15 said, "Big black baby." All right, we're gonna keep this thing rocking and rolling.
For somebody that I brought to ESPN, works on First Take, which airs on ESPN every weekday morning from 10 a.m. to 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. He's been with me every Monday and Tuesday. We've been number one for 13 years and counting. But since Shannon has arrived, obviously he's helped the show immensely. And I can't thank him enough for it. We've grown close as friends. I'd like to believe that. I certainly root for him. I know he's been through a lot in life. He's overcome a lot of things. And when he departed from Fox, I was more than happy to bring him on board here. So all I can speak about is what I know based on the reports. And I can speak about ESPN and Disney. To be clear, even though this podcast, this YouTube show is owned and operated by me solely, it doesn't mean that I'm going to be dismissive of ESPN, who employs me in my daytime job on First Take. So I sit here before you today letting you know that they are aware that this is a subject that I was going to broach, because I owe them that courtesy. With that being said, it's important to point out a couple of things. Number one, I was not there. I can provide no eyewitness account. And even though I got love and respect for Shannon Sharpe, and I'm sincerely hopeful and prayerful that he is completely innocent of the allegations that have been levied against him, I can't sit here and speak to his innocence or guilt from a knowledgeable place, because I have nothing to do with this. I haven't seen anything. I don't know anything. I don't even know this person. I know what the reports say. I know the reports, the things that have been reported on a multitude of outlets, from the AP to the New York Post to Forbes to TMZ and everything in between. I mean, I can't even count the number of publications that have talked about it or written about it, networks, etc. It's all over the internet. It's everywhere. And I know that. I'm fully aware of that. This is not a criminal case. So it's not.
I want y'all to know that Cameron put out there, he made a great observation that Stephen A, his response for Jay-Z, where he believed Jay-Z was totally innocent. I should pull that up right now. He believed Jay-Z was totally innocent, and he came to back for Jay-Z right away, is different than his response for Shannon Sharpe. Another thing is that he did mention, and Stephen A is eloquent in his delivery. I mean, there's so much to learn from that. He did note that this is a civil case. And so as we go through these motions in this new age era, notice that it's not a criminal case. A criminal case would, and it says a lot, a criminal case would be indicative of someone who has real trauma, and their goal is to prevent a monster who commits these atrocities from ever doing it again. But this is all about money. So I just want that to be noticed in what it is that we're dealing with right now. But we're gonna keep on going. We'll let them cook a little bit longer, you know.
There is no concern about him going to jail. This is a civil case, which means that he can either be found liable or not liable. The accuser in question.
Keyword: liable or not liable. No jail time. Liable to pay or not liable to pay. The thing about this is, and I have to stop him again. The thing about this is these type of lawyers can find clients to throw as much shit against the wall to see what sticks. Shannon Sharpe can be totally acquitted, not liable to pay a cent, even though he did try to use he did try and get ahead of it by paying $10 million so that this could go away and he could just continue as business as usual, which they rejected. And to some people, it may look like he was doing it. It may look like he's, I don't know, what's the word I'm trying to look for? It may incriminate him a little bit. It may look suspicious, but when you think about where he's at in life, what he was trying to do, negotiating $100 million deal, that would have been a logical move. But until something gets on the books that it doesn't have to prevent it, but a counteraction has to be had, because if he's found not liable, this is definitely, in my opinion, grounds for defamation. But, you know, this girl's broke, you know what I'm saying? So, like, what difference does it make? You know, so this is a lose-lose for Shannon, but it just goes to show you that, I mean, something got to change, man. Something got to shake.
Question is seeking $50 million. That was confirmed by Shannon Sharpe on that video today. According to the reports, it's somebody that he met in 2023 who was 19 years old at that particular moment in time. According to some audio that was put out earlier today by attorney Busby, you hear the accuser, the female, talking to somebody who is alleged to be Shannon Sharpe. We don't know whether that's true or not. And the person in question, again, we don't know whether it's Shannon or not, other the words choke, as in I will choke the hell out of you if I saw you. And so because of that, knowing that audio was probably going to come out along with additional tapes, whether they be video or audio is unclear at this particular moment in time, Shannon Sharpe felt compelled to come out in his own defense. How are we to interpret that?
A lot of lawyers would suggest that you just stay quiet, but this is the court of public opinion. And Shannon Sharpe, just like the rest of us, have seen this happen time and time and time and time and time again to black men. Now, I'm not going to say that all of it was unjustified, but there's a pattern that we have to recognize here. So what he's doing is he's taking matters in his own hands and trying to defend himself just in the court of public opinion, because that's where everything is. Whether he is found liable or not, yet to be heard, yet to be seen. But what I will say is that choking, to me, and I think to anybody with any common sense, especially given the nature of this girl's profession as an OnlyFans model, is sexual innuendo. Yes, they're having a disagreement or an argument, but this is an opportunity to insert some sexual innuendo because of the nature of their relationship, of their sexual relationship, which is to be understood. Now, the lawyer, Tony Busby, what he's going to do is he's going to chop this whole thing up and frame a reference to, he's going to frame a narrative to fit what helps the lawsuit to extract wealth and resource from Shannon Sharpe. I'm gonna go ahead and keep on letting Stephen A. cook.
Let me be very, very clear about where I'm coming from. I'm a bit torn in terms of his response. On one hand, Tony Busby has sued Jay-Z. He did sue Diddy. He did accuse them, or represented the woman who was accusing them of assault, of sexual assault, and said that she was 13 years of age at the time when talking about Jay-Z and Diddy, and Jay-Z went ballistic and emphatically denied it, wouldn't let it go. The case was dropped, and now he's suing Busby, mentioning words like extortion and other things.
I really want to pay attention to that case, because I think that just even that case alone is going to change the nature of how these lawsuits are handled in the future, because it's just not probable. It's just not feasible for men in America, especially black men, to go through the rigmarole, rigor, the rigorous nature, the rigorous process, rigmarole. I'm trying to use a big word, man. I'm trying to use college words. All right, bear with me. The rigorous nature that's required to generate the wealth that he's generated, and then have to protect it by someone who has less to lose than you. There's a problem here, and something has to be done. So hopefully Jay-Z's case against Tony Busby sets a new precedent. I think a person like that is just slinging mud on prominent black male men in the media should call for them to lose their law license, you know. But I'm gonna go ahead and let this thing keep rolling.
So when Shannon Sharpe brought up Mr. Busby in that video that we aired and talked about him being extorted, he brought up Mr. Busby and Mr. Busby's past. And he talked about him, going against African American men. There's two thoughts there. On one hand, there's the Jay-Z, who obviously should be presumed innocent, not just because you should be presumed innocent until found guilty, but because of the manner in which he fought on his own behalf and has been very aggressive in going after Tony Busby. In the case of P. Diddy, you don't know what to believe. Again, the case against Jay-Z.
You try to be objective, right? And I tried to too, but P. Diddy, man, that dude just might have done it. You know what I mean? Just based off of the nature of what's come out about him. But objectively speaking, that doesn't necessarily mean that he is guilty of what Tony Busby was saying or alleging that he was guilty of. I personally think that Shannon Sharpe may be handling this appropriately, because he's not attacking Gabby per se, but he's attacking the lawyer and the nature of that lawyer.
He was a civil suit. Diddy was a civil suit. But in Diddy, you don't know what to believe because of all the allegations he's facing.
For real. That's
but we
real.
Can't forget that Tony Busby was also the person that represented at least 24 of the 27 women that accused Deshaun Watson of sexual misconduct, along with other allegations. And at least 23 of those cases were settled. So we have an obligation to mention that. So on one hand, going on the offensive to defend himself, I completely understand where Shannon Sharpe is coming from. On the other hand, when his legal team issued out the press release on X yesterday, and they spoke about, they mentioned her name, and they revealed some of those explicit text messages, that was uncomfortable.
I don't know, I may be out of my depth here, but I think it's important for the accused to be able to identify the accuser, especially in public. Because a lot of times you hear the prominent name like Shannon Sharpe all through the media, because that's what's going to drive the headlines. Hell, that's why I'm doing this video, because his name is big. But the accuser is usually, Jane Doe, hidden and just this mythical figure that no one knows. I think they need to be pointed out. I think that it's in everyone's best interest so that we can understand exactly what's going on here. She's an OnlyFans model. She sells sex and she's young. So I think that all of that, those nuance of details, I think all that's important. You need to be able to see what it is that's happening, not just based off of what the media is saying, but the person that's accusing. I think that that's important. We're going to keep this thing going, though.
And I don't know if that's a strategy that would work.
Yet to be seen.
One of the hardest things in the world for all of us to do is to just lay low and be quiet. And let our legal team do it. And we don't always know whether or not that's the right thing to do. I know, and I can tell you all that I spoke to Shannon. Not in details, but I spoke to him. And he emphatically proclaims his innocence. According to Mr. Busby, his client emphatically proclaims his guilt. So where does that leave us? I'd love to tell you that I know the answer to that question, but I don't. I am the executive producer of First Take on ESPN. I recruited Shannon. I went and got him and brought him to ESPN. But I'm not the boss. Those are other folks. There are layers to this, and there are certain layers even I am not on. I can tell you, I also spoke to co-chairman of Disney, the boss, Jimmy Pitaro, who made it very, very clear we are taking this matter very seriously, and we are looking into this very, very closely. And once we gather as many facts as we possibly can, we will go from there. And that is all he said. And I can mention his name because I received his permission to say that. I don't know what that means. In my perfect world, this equates to Jay-Z, where the case ultimately dropped and Shannon is allowed to continue on First Take and continue to thrive and shine. And not just that, and have an illustrious career in the podcast stratosphere, doing Nightcap with Chad Ochocinco, doing Club Shay Shay, and ultimately gets this $100 million deal that he was all over the news about to sign just a couple of days before this report came out.
Wow.
In my perfect world, he moves on.
Coincidence? I think not. It's a money grab, I think. I'm gonna stop it right there with Stephen A. And I'm gonna give you my final thoughts. I think that unfortunately Shannon Sharpe is gonna be a cautionary tale, especially for men of prominence who excel. I don't think that after this whole calamity that he's going to be able to just jump back into business as usual and continue to prosper. I think that this may derail him in ways, but I also think that him being the guy that he is to even get to this level is not going to allow this to dictate his future, and he will continue to climb and will continue to persevere. And I wish him all the best. I also want to say that this nature of how women are weaponizing sexual relationships and using the term sexual misconduct is eventually going to lose its luster. Years ago, before we, really started to get deep in the internet age and the age of information and seeing these play out, these sexual allegations play out in the media, a lot of us, for the first time, we were completely shocked. But I think America, men, women, everyone is starting to notice a pattern. And Stephen A, he said it without saying it, but this lawsuit came in days prior to him signing $100 million deal. And what they're looking for is exactly half. I think that has a lot to say. I think that has to be taken into account. I like Stephen A's take as far as him being partial in his assessment, but he ain't going to back for Shannon Sharpe like he did for Jay-Z. I will say that one. But we keep this thing rocking and rolling, man. Up next, I got some more for y'all. I ain't done. We running the show here. You feel me? But in the meantime, in between time, I got to get demonetized for this live. Like I normally do. For your benefit, not mine. A little bit of mine. I'm a music junkie. And we're gonna play some tunes, you know what I'm saying? Just to kind of reset. Let's reset the narrative. Let's keep this thing rocking and rolling here, man. I'll be right back. All right, up next we got I was trying to update. Oh, I did update him. All right, we got the stud. She upset because her male best friend exposed her dirty little secret. We're gonna switch gears a little bit. Right now, I need y'all to like the video, comment if you want, but turn your post notifications on so you know the next time I drop.
You told people that I let you hit.
Come on, man. That's what you want. That's what you want me over here for?
Hold up.
You told people that I let you hit.
Come on, man. That's what you want. That's what you call me over here for? That's what you call me over here for?
Why would you do that?
What you mean? Why wouldn't I?
I only told you about it, so why would you go and tell other people?
I mean, it was worth.
Like, bruh.
It was worth bragging on.
What do you mean it was worth bragging on? What does that mean?
It was good.
Okay, I'll let you get some. Like, why you just can't be quiet? This is why I can't. This is why I don't. This is why. Like, this is why I don't.
What you mean? Why you going so crazy about it though?
What do you mean? Why am I going so crazy?
You a girl at the end of the day?
Okay.
I mean, look, it was good though, right?
I'm mad at you. Like, you still can hit again, but why you gotta run your mouth? No, move. Why you gotta run your mouth? Like, no.
I mean, look, only two of the fellas know.
Two?
And which one came back and told you though?
Quan.
I mean, no, Quan don't care though.
I was hooping with Quan, and here he go. Oh yeah, I heard it's wet. Why would you what is you telling them that for? They not.
I mean, because it's good, but I'm getting some though.
Okay, I didn't say you weren't, but what are you running your mouth for? Like, you just gotta be quiet.
You
have to be like, people not supposed to know that. Like,
hey,
I walk around like I'm one of the bros, and now they, bruh.
But it's good though. It's worth talking about though.
Okay, but like, just keep that between you. Some stuff you don't gotta tell. You don't know how to shut your mouth.
Alright, you mad at me?
I am.
But we don't need to let this come between what we got going on though.
It's not coming in between anything because we still gonna do what we do at the end of the day. But I'm just saying, if this gonna be a repetitive thing, just shut up about it.
See, my dog done caught the dub already, man. He did what he was supposed to do. He went out there and he showed his victory. He done brought one back to the squad. You heard me? He did his thing, man. I can't even be mad at my dog. You feel me? And notice he said, we're gonna keep doing the do. So, I call that a dub. I see a dub. All right.
Kevin Samuels would tell men like, you're overweight, you're not like, you're bright to be thinking that you wanted to do, or is it that we just always used to react and the men never?
I think women did react way more than the men did, but he did come after women a lot more than he did men because those clips were the viral.
But that's what I'm saying. Is that because we made it viral? Because there are clips that I've seen of him getting onto the mandem. Because before he started with the mandem, yes, but it never caught traction because they didn't react. And then it caught traction because we would react.
For like the ultimate kind of misogyny, that is Andrew Tate.
Yeah.
But then Kevin Samuels was still on the trajectory with his misogyny as well. I mean, I would say they're in the same field.
I think it's still misogyny.
Yeah.
It's the men. So long as you're spewing misogyny, you're a misogynist. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like to me, it doesn't matter that everyone's getting energy. Like if you're talking to women in that way, then you're that way inclined. But he actually said that out of his own mouth, that women reacted more and women are what put him on the platform.
I ain't gonna lie, man. One thing I can't stand is when people play fast and loose with words, okay? Misogyny means the hatred of women. That means that you just hate them. Like, there's nothing, you have no love for them. There's no in between with this. Like, you ultimately want all women to not exist because you hate them. And they use it so effortlessly to weaponize it in a sense to try and shame men into not speaking against female nature. Female nature has a very dark side to it. Matter of fact, it's mostly dark, to be honest with you. It just is what it is. And so if men start to call it out, they have a problem with that and they want to weaponize the word misogyny. Secondly, I think it's finally, amazing to hear women admit that he gave the smoke, Kevin Samuels I'm talking about, he gave the smoke equally to men, if not more, than he did women. The only thing is that talking about women goes viral way faster because women are emotional in their response. And so they're going to take it and send it to the moon just because they're going to react to it faster. And if women are reacting to it, men are going to react to it. It's going to bring everybody in. That's just what happens. And everybody knows that women move culture. You can say what it is that you want. Women move culture. But I think I find it very interesting that these women are actually starting to take the time to be like, you know what? Maybe it's us that made it viral. Maybe our response to it is why it did so well. And the thing about it is that we're all here trying to, some of us are cloud chasing, some of us are just trying to be successful in the YouTube space. And whatever works, works. And you should just keep doing it. So, and he was helping. I think Kevin Samuels was doing women a service, man. It just is sad that they felt the need to want to disparage the man in his death. But now they're coming back around.
This show actually good. I can't even lie, man. I like it. Wait, come on. Oh, Lord. Please, what you doing? Stop. Why the fuck? Man, she about to rub my lining off. Please, just stop. Keep your hands to yourself. What is she doing? Oh, thank goodness, Lord. Damn, that was a close one.
It's stupid.
Anyways, yeah, this show pretty good, dude. Like, it's different, intriguing. I rock with it. Hold on. Come on, again, come on. What are you doing, baby? Please stop. What is you? She trying to sabotage me at this point. Look, she, oh, come on. She going deep. She trying to rub my whole left side off, man. Come on. Please, I gotta try and maneuver, try and not make it obvious, man. I don't want to tell her to stop. It's gonna seem weird, but she don't understand. What is you doing? She never gave me a head massage in her life. She know what she done. She on to me, bro. Come on, please, baby. Please, just stop. What are you? It's over. I can feel. I can see all the spray pilot going. I already know. Oh my God, this is depressing. I'm gonna have to call my barber up and say, bro, can you do it over right quick? Cause she messing up all before the concert too. Yeah, it is a wrap, man. Oh heavens no. She really not letting up. I'm gonna have to just stay home, bro. I ain't going nowhere. I know she on to me. This is so embarrassing. What the fuck? God.
Look, man, we all got our thing. Men, after you hit about 30, you be needing them enhancements. You heard me? You know what I mean? But the women, they be having them fake ass, what the bitches called? Them fake ass swirls. What's them things called? The baby hair. You can get that on eBay. So look, we all got our thing. Don't even, you know what I mean?
Okay, so this is something that I honestly been pondering on actually for a few years now. I remember what the Bible said about women and like the evil spirit, what the Bible says about the Jezebel spirit and, things I see that women do, things I know and heard that women do. The paternity issue, how these women lay next to a man for years, looking a kid in the eyes for years, knowing there's no relation, how good men get stomped out, how kids are just used for a check. I've come to the conclusion that I think women are just pure evil. Like, I really think women are just pure evil. Women are naturally evil beings, I believe. And only a woman who's honest about our natural nature of being deceptive can change it. Like, for example, I know that naturally there's a selfish, gimme, I want that type of way about me. So about people, period, but especially women. So if you can't be honest and say that that's in there, then you can't deal with it and address it. And so
that's real.
I've noticed that the women who say they're the dopest, they're the this, they're the that, are usually the worst, because you have to acknowledge the beast in you in order to tame it. And so I really just think most women are naturally evil. Period. I just think they're evil. And not even just how they deal with men and kids makes them evil, but how they deal with each other. Women are so jealous, deceptive, conniving. Like, you can just feel the evil when you are in the presence of certain women. You can walk in a room and you just feel the daggers. You just feel that demonic spirit. Women are evil. I don't care what nobody say. Women are untrustworthy, deceitful, demonic beings. I said what I said.
Man, you got to respect her mind. And the reason why I say that is because not a lot of women, especially at a young age, sit and do the self-work and evaluation of self to be able to even point this type of shit out. And you could just see how the vigor or the vitriol for male spaces that call out women's nature for what it actually is, and the onslaught of that. Like, you can see, like, there, you don't never see a woman, even like we'll say Andrew Tate, right? We'll use Andrew Tate. Anybody that watch Andrew Tate and really pay attention to the things that he say, not everything that he says is bad. Some of the things he say be off the wall. It creates shock value. Those are viral moments. Now I done fell off my thing. Those are viral moments. Okay, but just to the overall nature of helping men, women will completely disregard that and stay on code with a message to disparage that. And I think that speaks to the nature of it. The reason why I say that is because even if Andrew Tate did say a whole bunch of wrong shit, which he did, I'm not even gonna lie, it can come off as misogynistic in essence. But to have a balanced perspective so that the truth reigns supreme, to be like, well, yeah, he do say a lot of fucked up shit, but on the other hand, we could say this. You won't hear now a peep of that. And I think that speaks to the mantra of the nature of females. Whereas men, even if they disagree with something that a woman is saying or even a man is saying, they're going to always give a balanced perspective because the truth should reign supreme. I can't knock her, man. Like, it just, you're starting to see women, especially since men are speaking more, do more self-evaluation within themselves to be able to speak to just not only their nature, but female nature as a whole. Everybody know women don't even like each other most of the time. They're usually very jealous.
All the young girls out here, let me give y'all some game. While you're looking like something, don't fuck off all your prime years. While you a bad motherfucker out here, all your glory years, don't fuck them over. There's a lot of old bitches out here that fucked over all their glory years. Now they want to settle down. Nobody want to settle down with no motherfucking Honda Accord with 547,000 miles on it. Bitch need spark plugs and a fucking oil change. Don't nobody want to settle down with that. Oh, now you want to settle down. You fucked off over your prime years. Now you only shit want to settle down talking about niggas ain't shit. No. When you was in your prime, bitch, you wanted to run around here and slap dicks off your face. You wanted to pistol beat yourself with a bunch of niggas' dicks. You ain't want to take one dick serious. You wanted to be around here like that. Now you talk about, don't nobody want to say that. Niggas ain't shit. No. Don't nobody want no fucking Mercury Zephyr with a fucking 460,000 fucking miles on it. To all the young girls out there, while you're in your prime years, build something now. Don't be no old bitch out here with a dirty license plate talking about niggas ain't shit. Don't nobody want to be no bitch. You fucked over all your fucking prime years.
Yeah.
Get what you deserve. Right.
Bro, that is game, bro. And a lot of time these old women, they don't never pass down like the real game to the younger women so they can make better decisions and better choices so they don't go and fall for the same trap. They'll sit there and lead these young women down a path of destruction, telling them to have fun in your 20s and then settle down in your 30s. It don't work like that. It ain't work for them. It ain't gonna work for y'all. You can't shame a man who's worked his entire life to be successful into being with a woman his age. But I mean, you could get Shannon Sharpe at the end of the day. So it's a give and a take. We'll keep this thing going though. Oh yeah, up next we got we got my favorite man. We got my favorite kitty.
It's turned against God. The people who should not have access to you will have access to you. My back was turned against God. And this is how I ended up with them. I wasn't praying. I wasn't seeking godly wisdom. I was just going with what felt good, what felt familiar. And baby, let me tell you something. When you're not walking with God, your emotions will lie to you. When you're in a toxic cycle and when God is not a part of the cycle of you, any type of relationship, you'll really mistake chaos for passion, inconsistency for excitement, brokenness for love. So I kept on attracting the same type of person, inconsistent, selfish, emotionally unavailable, because deep down inside, I thought I had to earn love. And toxic people know how to give you just enough to keep you hoping, but never enough to keep you secure. And I fell for it because without God, you will keep on chasing validation instead of wholeness. I didn't know my worth, so I settled for less. I ignored the red flags, I made excuses, and I stayed way past the expiration date. Truth is, when your back is turned against God, your heart is open to the wrong people. You'll crave love so bad that you won't even stop to ask if it's God's love. And that's how you get stuck chasing something that was never meant to be yours in the first place. Oh, but when I turned back to God, everything changed. My standards changed. My peace came back. And everything that used to be attractive to me, I didn't even have a taste for it or an attraction to it no more. So in this season, if you're struggling, ask yourself, have I turned my back against God? Because if you are walking with him, he will never let you settle for things that are not meant for you.
The one thing I can say about her and the reason why I continue to react to her content is that I revere people who uses their own journey that they've had to overcome and persevere to as a testimony, because none of us are perfect. And so when I see somebody that operates on a pedestal, acting like they're better than everybody that's below them, and they are unblemished and untouched, automatically get a red flag in my head about that. So I could respect what she's saying. And me personally, I'm working on my relationship with God, constantly, every day. And I appreciate everything he does for me and everything he's putting me through. I love it.
Boy, you freaked out. Boy, got a whole glizzy. What you got, boy?
It's a hot dog,
You
bro.
better put that on OnlyFans. Now you better get busy, huh?
Man, it's a whole sushi
You are
dog,
not in
man.
jail no more, Damon. That's a whole glizzy, man. What you about to do with that? You about to put that in your mouth?
Oh, come on.
I'm saying what you about to do.
You played too much.
What you about to do? I don't know what you about to do, man. I'm saying,
Let me eat my
I need
food,
to
man.
close my eyes when you about to do.
Whatever.
I need to close my eyes because I don't know what you up to.
Hey, you about to drink that? All them balls in them drink.
Come on, this is boba, man. Come on, it's boba tea.
Boba tea. Yeah. Boba throat tea. Nigga, that's it.
Boba throat.
But what are you talking about? This shit good. So what are you talking about?
It look hard too. You like them hard balls. Yeah, I know you, boy. You freaked out. You talking about me?
What you about to do?
I'm gonna eat a regular. I'm gonna take a bite.
You gotta put it up, huh? You gotta put it away, huh? What's worse, these or this?
Obviously that.
That's the whole dog. That's
boy,
meat.
You choke.
That's meat.
Oh, that's why you don't choke. Exactly. You
professional.
I know. Freaking ass nigga, 69 guy. That's you.
That's 69.
Oh, chili dog, deluxe chili dog. You hear me, man? That boy
Man,
nasty.
say, bro, you got spoon, brother. I'm gonna eat this regular. Come on, man. You play too much, dog.
He's gonna eat it regular.
Oh, now you won't put it. You won't eat no damn chili dog with no spoon.
Man, well, I'm eating today. I'm trying to eat, man. Eat all day.
You breaking it up for us,
bro? Drink your drink. That's all the ball that you like. Yeah.
Oh, you come on. I ain't worried about nothing you saying. This big good.
That boy got loyalty on his throat. Yeah, loyalty throat. Yeah, loyalty throat. That boy loyalty to the bowl. Hey, he'll be back here tomorrow for another one. That boy say, give me extra balls with it.
I ain't worried about it. Dog demon. This boy a whole dog demon, man.
But everybody got that one partner that just be josting the fuck out you, man. Like, let me eat, bro. Like, for real, they can make everything something. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. And look, he brought the spoon out. He really he had to bring the spoon out.
Go outside and you deal with your homeboys and stuff like that, the reason why it's so fun and enjoyable to you is because they're not asking follow-up questions. They're not saying, hey bro, you good? Let's talk about it. Let's dissect this. They're not doing that. So of course that's more fun to you because you don't have to actually deal with any of the stuff that you are struggling with. You're running, you're a runner, you're a track star. That's what you're doing.
Lord.
You just want to run away when it gets hard.
It's not that our boys don't ask follow-up questions per se. I think it's that our boys don't judge us for what we bring to them, right? Or take it personal, what we bring to them. I think oftentimes women in relationships forget who the man is that is talking to them when we bring up these grievances, right? So if I bring up, hypothetically speaking, if I bring up a grievance in which you're the culprit, most women are going to take that personal, and they're going to get very, very defensive. Maybe. You understand? Instead of understanding the source, understanding where it's coming from. This is not a stranger on the street that's telling you what you need to fix. This is not somebody that you just met one time at the job, a coworker or whatever, telling you what you need to work on. This is the man that loves you more than anything in this world. This is the man that's taking care of you. This is the man that's showing up for your son or showing up for your daughter or, helping your mom out when she need this or your grandma out when she need that. This is that man, right? But instead of you processing it that way, that this is somebody that loves me, that's saying these things, you process it as if I'm somebody that's trying to attack you, right? And with our friends, that's not what we're getting.
What drives me up the wall is that a woman would sit there and confidently say, with all vigor, everything she got inside of her body, stuff about male relationships when she has never experienced it. She's never seen it for herself. She just go off of things that she feel and try and substantiate it in her mind. It's crazy. And then on top of that, there's no self-awareness to be like, you know what, maybe I make it hard for you to be able to talk to me in a safe space because when you're talking to me, I get defensive. And I need to work on me not being so defensive in our conversation so that it promotes more dialogue in a safe space between the two of us. That never crosses their mind. But we'll keep this thing going.
Fellas, listen, stay away from women who have no ambition of being a wife. If you wanted to be a pilot, you're not going to be smoking weed because they drug test you. So if we were smoking weed, you're going to be like, nah, I ain't going to do that. You're not going to join a gang because you're like, I can't have a police record. I want to be a pilot. A woman who wants to be a wife is like, no, I'm not finna bust my pussy open on Instagram. I want to be a wife. So what I'm saying is young men need to stay away from women who don't have ambition to be a wife.
So what makes someone a wife?
Their behavior, not their looks, their behavior. I just told you, a wife is inherently agreeable, nurturing, and soft. She adds to a man's legacy, and that's why he chose you. He's not going to choose a woman with a bad reputation to carry out his legacy. You have to add to a man's legacy.
And to piggyback off of that, the reason why I think that a lot of Black people specifically, because I just so happen to be Black, the reason why a lot of Black people, Black women aren't wife material is because that type of behavior is a learned one. And so a lot of us come from homes where we haven't had the ability we haven't had the fortune of being able to see that in action. We haven't been able to see two people in a marriage love each other. A lot of us are coming from single parent homes, mostly raised by women. And so a lot of women, unfortunately, don't even know what it means to be a wife. They don't see they haven't been able to see the privilege of that just because of the decisions of our predecessors. And so they would have to adopt that desire. The desire comes first. They have to want to be a wife before they can be a wife. And most women don't even want to. They don't even know to want to, So we'll keep this thing going up.
My family because of success. When I was in the streets trying to box and be in the streets, and I'm showing up to the family function high, everybody was cool with me. Mm-hmm. When I was drunk, everybody was cool. Oh, look at him, they laughing, it's a joke. But when me and my wife start elevating and we start putting boundaries in place, like, nah, we ain't gonna do that, man. Hey, y'all can drink at y'all house, but I don't drink no more, man. God took that from me. I don't want to. What? It became an issue.
So now you think you better than everybody.
And it's hurtful.
Yep.
But what I learned is you got to let God have his way, because he's listening to them conversations that you're not privy to. He knows people's hearts. We may look up like, that's my sister, that's my brother.
Yep.
He know the heart better than us.
Yep.
So when God removes somebody, we got to let him go. So I got to cry, do what I got to do, but I got to let you go over there.
Yep.
It's hard losing people, but you got to choose your heart. Because you either had a heart of creating boundaries and letting people gossip and move on, and your circle gets smaller, or you could choose the heart of not saying no, not having no boundaries, and you look up and your money ain't right at the end of your career, or everybody got stuff and you looking like, bro, I ain't got nothing. I bought everybody a house, I got everybody a car, everybody got vacation, but now I ain't got what I'm supposed to have, and I can't fight no more. Yeah. That's hard too. Mm-hmm. So my thing is, it ain't no easy road. We just got to choose which heart we want to choose.
I read a book that highlighted that the man or the person that is the most successful usually have the least amount of people around them, and the ones who are flourished with a lot of people, a lot of friends, they're usually not successful, because people only like what they can benefit from. And if they can't benefit from your progression, then they're not going to celebrate it. And that's a hard pill to swallow, because these are people that claim that they actually love you. It's usually a lot of family members, close family members, and friends. And so you don't really see a lot of people that are willing to take the journey with you, to allow you, not to allow you, but take the journey with you to reverence your growth. A lot of people only want you to be as successful as their mind can conceive. Anything outside of that, it breeds jealousy. All right, we're about to do a quick little reset. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to go ahead and pay a couple of bills, you know what I mean? And I got to get demonetized for your sake, not my own. But we're going to keep this thing going, you hear me? I like to reset, man. All right, we back in this thing. I had to get a quick bite to eat. You know what I mean? Up next. I'm gonna do it like this. I need y'all to like the video. Comment if you want, but turn your post notifications on so you know the next time I drop. Up next. I should have updated the whatchamacallit, but I ain't even gonna worry about it. We got the daily wrap-up crew. And in it, we're gonna do a reaction. It's gonna be more extended. It's not gonna be like the normal shorts that we normally do. And they're talking to some ladies, some lovely ladies on a panel, and basically explaining to them why they're never going to get married because of their mindset. Harsh, I know, but real at the same time. Without further ado, check them out.
Even when we go back to relationships, you know, it kind of difficult in these relationships with men and women because there's an assumption there automatically with the black men. You know, you come in, certain black women come in with this defense wall up. Okay, well, you probably ain't shit. You probably, my mama said you wasn't shit. Niggas ain't shit. So there's like this wall that black men have to tear down in order just to get you to even be feminine. Like, you know what I'm saying? So now when we talk about, you know, why do maybe some black men or just men or in general go for other women is because they come off with the femininity. You know what I'm saying? They know how to be nurturing. They come off with these characteristics that are just like, damn, I haven't really received this in my community from my women. You get what I'm saying?
My mom had a heart attack when I told her that my boyfriend serves himself. She almost fell out. Like, what?
That's your boyfriend what?
That he serves himself when I cook.
Oh.
I don't.
Before we move on, I do want to acknowledge the fact that what he's saying is 100% fact. And the reason we can even just source it, right? So that nature of being isn't natural to the black woman. You know, there's the nature versus nurture. They're nurtured into thinking that because what their experience is the woman that they identify with, their mother, has only experienced men of a certain caliber in a certain way, if that makes sense. And them not being able predominantly not being able to see a healthy relationship with men has created this narrative inside of their mind that they have to protect themselves at all costs. And so they slowly inch their way or try to into being a submissive, caring, friendly, appreciative wife or partner. I hate the word partner, girlfriend or wife. That's what it is. And so he's not saying anything wrong. A lot of them don't really know how to source it. This behavior is being brought down to you from your mother and her experiences, and then her allowing or inviting feminism into her thought process, creating that generational curse that gets passed down to the modern woman who approaches it like that. Notice how she just said, it is crazy because her mother's probably the one that taught her to behave like this. But when she said she don't serve her man, she fell out. And it's like, yeah, because her mother knows that you probably have a good man. And the way that you're acting is eventually going to cause your relationship to end. And he's not going to marry you because of that. But I'm going to let him keep on going.
Serve.
Yeah, and that could be. I mean,
sometimes when I feel like it, but not always.
That's how. Yeah, I ain't gonna hold you. You ain't really good.
You said 9 years. Sometimes I'm tired, and if I'm hungry, I'm gonna eat first, and he can come up and serve himself.
So why you can't just make the plate?
9 years?
Because I'm hungry.
Because I bring my plate.
9 years, right? We're gonna see if she's married. Men hold the keys to marriage, right? You've been with the same chick for 9 years. She hasn't demonstrated wifey materials, so you will be a girlfriend until I'm tired of your ass. 9 years. That's a long time. Men know within the first year or two whether or not they want to marry a woman or not.
So if I'm making the dinner and I'm making a plate, it ain't gonna kill me to make my
let me
lady
ask you
her
a
plate.
question. Let me ask you a question.
It's really not that.
I feel like it's
Yo,
not the plate.
I
It's not
cook
the plate.
every single day.
It's not. It's not the
Can I
plate.
ask you a question?
Don't be mad. It's really not malicious.
One mic.
I'm really not trying to be malicious. Sometimes, guys, I'm tired and I'm starving and I'm not about to.
So let me ask you a
take more
question.
I know it takes a few seconds, minutes. I don't know, but I'm hungry. So what I'm saying is sometimes he could come up and serve himself. What's the big?
Do you see? It's the selfish nature. They don't understand it though, because it's all about me. It's that selfish nature. And Shorty on the right side was saying, I don't think it has nothing to do with the play. I think it's something else. It's something deep inside that's causing them to feel like this vitriol, this competition with men. So what do I look like serving you? And on top of that, she can't even stop and realize, like, hey, I ain't married yet. I've been with the same dude for 9 years and he hasn't even put a ring on it. So you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and just let this thing rock because maybe she is married. Maybe. I doubt it though.
If he was more helpful around the house, would you be more? Oh, he what?
He is though.
Oh,
no. It's just that sometimes he does a little bit more and sometimes I do a little bit.
The bar is in hell, people. I need y'all to understand this. The bar is in hell.
More like it's not. I mean, really, he don't think it's that serious.
Plate, man.
That's your relationship. I just would like that. Would you feel away?
He really does not think it's
Would you feel away if he went to the store and brought some food, or he made some food and he ain't do nothing for you, or he made his plate? Everything. That's your relationship. Then that's what y'all comfortable with.
I guess so.
I wouldn't be
your friends. You got a lot of like black female friends.
Yeah.
No, not really. No. No. I just don't really think he sees that I come home. I drop my quick to cook. Do this, do that. And it's like, yo, babe, the food's done. Cool. He gets up and serves himself real quick. It's not that serious.
Yeah, because he know you ain't going to do it.
But you really think it's that serious?
Yes.
So fuck the fact that I just cooked, right? Fuck that fact.
No, it's not fuck that fact. I appreciate you cooking. No, I appreciate you cooking.
I think to me.
I think it's not gonna kill you to make my plate. If you're eating before me, you can set it just the way you set mine.
Wait, can I ask you a question?
Yes, please.
Is your love language acts of service?
My love language is everything in the world. I want to communicate. I want to touch. I want to ask to serve. I want everything. But I'm gonna give you everything too. I'm not gonna wait. I'm not gonna. I think it's petty for you to.
Hold on.
I think it's petty for you to make your plate and say, "Well, I'm motherfucking hungry." Oh well, or go make your plate, because that's how I'm seeing it. Because me, as your man, I'm not gonna ask you if whether you're ready to eat or not. Your plate is made.
How long does it take you to make a plate?
I don't care. That seconds away that took from me eating.
Both your parents.
No, I grew up with not.
That's very important.
What's the flaw in that?
Because you want to be the leader so bad because there wasn't a
No.
leader in your house.
No. It's not about being a leader.
Yeah, I think I'm scarred in my household. My mom would literally come home, 3 jobs. My dad had 1 job. He would come home, lay in bed. She'd have to cook, clean, serve the kids. Like, I'm not doing all that. If I'm starving, I'm gonna eat. Come get the food real quick. It's not that serious. What's the problem with you getting up from bed real quick? You're in bed chilling, and I'm cooking.
Right. You have the need for this control thing. Like, I'm gonna serve you. You're my master. No, that's not how it works.
No. I think you're.
And that right there, that's the defense that we're talking about. That's feminism. Down with the patriarchy. You think you my master. You think you above me. And it's like, no, we are in a relationship. I want you to benefit. The relationship, it thrives better. It thrives on us being able to approach each other with the idea of giving versus counting. And so her perspective is that I'm not going to be like my mother. The other girl's perspective is that I'm not going to give you the satisfaction of thinking that you're the leader, instead of leaning into that and relishing in that idea. Keep on going up.
And see, that mentality is why men is going out and dating other women, bro. That's the mentality that's making men go out.
I got one more thing to add, and I like these guys, man. I like what they're doing. I like their growth. I've been watching them for quite some time. I think a few years now. Even before I even started my reaction channel. What I will say though is just a small critique. I don't think that you should give up the ground of leadership. Now, the reason why you're doing or asking these things or why they're making this argument isn't to lord over women. That's not the reason. But in the relationship, through the male and female dynamic, most women would say that they want a leader in their relationship. Most women would say that they want a leader in a relationship. Most men would say that they want to lead in a relationship. And so that dynamic marries each other perfectly. And when both parties are on board with that and one isn't trying to demean the other or move the other out of that position, you start to see those type of relationships flourish more. But this is what you're seeing right now is that's the institution of feminism. That's the brainwashing of feminism. You want to be the leader. You want to lord over me. Don't you want a man that leads and is this and decisive and can protect and provide? Isn't that what you're asking for? So why would you demonize it? That's the crazy part. Like it and it's outside of your interests. We'll keep going.
Hold on, and the same notion I just said several thousand times, which you can't seem to hear.
Say it one more time.
I am willing to make her plate all the time and hand it to her. I said that first. So you just ignored that and said you want to be the leader. You did. Then you ignored it. But you felt the right to criticize me and say, oh, you got leadership issues and you No, it's not. It's not.
Her plate for control.
No.
So yes, you are.
No.
Well.
You're bugging.
I just feel like we both.
She's brainwashed. You know what I'm saying? Like I want control like that. You look at this in a negative light. You already approached this whole situation in a minus. You know what I'm saying? So how can this relationship flourish and be the best thing for both of us if your perspective is that you think that I'm here to try and gain control? That's the mantra of feminism in her head. And he's telling her, no, that's not what it is. On this side of feminism where we don't look at the patriarchy and think that it's something negative, or don't look at masculinity as something negative, and we can see the covering that men want to provide for women and not demonize it, is great for everybody. You know, everybody can be happy and help each other out and, you know, and have some cohesion. But, you know, a lot of women are just brainwashed. This is it.
Got home from work. Hold on. Okay. We both got home from work, right? I haven't sat down.
Crazy.
I just got home from work. He just got home from work. I haven't sat down. I go immediately to the kitchen, start cooking.
Can I get this straight?
He's laying down watching TV, chilling.
Can I get
so you're
this straight?
telling me I also gotta go serve him and bring him the plate? Come on, like
you
I'm
already
tired.
making
I'm
your
hungry.
motherfucking plate. What the fuck?
I just fucking cook. So get your ass up and serve yourself.
But my thing is like, what if? Okay, so let's take that dynamic out.
Yeah.
What if the situation was different? Instead of serving plates, what if the food was made and brought to the table?
That's why these women are alone. You starting to see all these TikToks pop out where women are talking about, do black men even like black women anymore? I went to the bar and nobody looked at me. Yeah. Look at the perspective, man. It's always thrown off, man. I don't get it.
Like, yo, let's see, the food's here. The table's set.
You made the plate.
Cool.
And when I cook, which I said 1,000 times, I cook more than my woman.
You did say that.
And I provide the plates for everybody in the motherfucking house.
Is that a
I'm not gonna say, yo, I'm the leader. Got the motherfucking plates.
So that is
I'm doing this because I'm worried about my family and I'm gonna provide what I cook for them.
I'm honestly, sometimes I'm just tired and I want to eat my food quickly. Like, come eat real quick, please. Come.
I think that would make you a combative woman if you don't
like an
understand.
excuse.
Yeah.
I'd get rid of her ass, boy. You could just tell. And she's trying to justify it and make it make sense, but it doesn't. And I would get rid of her. The reason why is because women like that like to take nuances and make mountains out of molehills. They like to take everything and just make it an issue. It's something that's simple that takes a few seconds. And honestly, if you really love that person, it should bring you joy. I'm not doing this out of obligation or doing this because I feel like, you're the leader, so I'm going to do it. It brings me joy to serve you. And those are the type of women that men are searching for. And so if you don't want to be that type of woman, then that's your prerogative, but you might find yourself alone.
I'm saying that mentality right there is why men are going and dating other women, because these women don't
Exactly.
have that mentality, and that don't sound like peace. That does not sound like peace. That sounds like.
Notice how when these men are trying to give their perspective and shed some light on the male experience, she dismisses it. You can't work with anything like that, because if I'm giving you my male experience from my perspective, which I'm the only one that can say this, the only one that can shed light on this experience, and you dismiss it and act as if you are Lord over me, my creator and my maker, that can tell me what my experience is, why I'm doing certain things, then you can't have a conversation with these women.
Y'all want submissive women.
So tell me. Yes.
Do everything so that we are allowed to be submissive. Do everything in the house that so we're challenged.
Why am I being challenged? What am I being challenged over? A plate?
I'm not talking about the plate. Now I'm talking about in general.
So if it's just over a plate,
what?
No, go ahead.
What is my problem with leadership? Why did you say I want to be in control?
And don't y'all want men that's leaders?
What's controlling?
Don't y'all want men that's
Yes,
leaders?
I want a man to be able to lead me.
Do you want a man that's a leader?
To the finish line, to the end of
I'm
war.
asking.
Bruh. She want a man that's a leader, but they're arguing over the fact that you're a leader. Like it don't make any sense. And this is what happens when you deal with emotion. You can't ground none of this by logic. It's like you're asking for leadership. The man is giving you leadership, but you have a problem with it. And the thing about it is that they don't understand that your daily life, your daily happiness, the daily battles that you have to go through, your quality of life will be lower. No man wants to go through that. No man wants to battle the world and then have to come home and battle you over small, insignificant, nuanced things that doesn't even make any sense. It's outside of your own interest. But this is crazy.
A yes or no question. A yes or no question.
We're doing everything 50-50.
Do you want a leader? So do you? So you don't want a leader?
I want to be a leader. Then take care of everything, and I cook and clean. That goes back to that.
I have to disagree with them.
If I don't have to work, and if all I got to do is stay,
so that means you're bored. So y'all willing to be bored? Because it sounds like money can control you rather than your happiness. It is.
I'm tired. I'm tired.
I think the problem here.
As hard as you.
I'm hungry.
I'm working as hard as you, so it's a 50-50 thing. There's no leader. That's my point.
No, but there is a leader. There is a leader. In a 50-50 relationship, there has to be someone to lead the group. It should not be the woman all the time in the forefront.
She gonna get married.
Right? She can't be in the forefront.
Notice it's the white girl that's talking, the most sense. This is crazy.
And everybody's gonna get married. Let me finish my point. Is that women need to be led, right? We want men to be in their masculine energy all the time. And in order for them to do that, they need to lead their woman. However, if they're not taking the supportive actions and they're not being helpful and they're not doing that, that's then going to make them.
But let me ask you this. What does that mean by leading? What do they have to do to lead? For a woman to have to serve every single day?
I mean, I'm not saying serve every single day, but I'm
asking that. I want to know, what does it mean for a man to lead? What does that mean?
I'm saying, well, I wasn't talking about like the play. They were talking about leading.
How often do you serve?
Like 50-50.
Explain leadership to her so she can understand from this point on.
That's what I want to understand. What does leadership mean?
Leadership is like
paint me the picture.
Being able to guide your family in the right direction and make the best decision for your family. Like that's a leader. Like you know what I'm saying?
Like if your man's put in a situation and they're trying to make either like a financial decision, you need to be able to trust your partner is going to make the best decision
for the family.
If we're both working, it's a 50-50 thing. He's not making the decision. If he was doing all the finances,
you're not
going to
be in a happy relationship.
I would trust you to do that. I will be married.
I hope.
No, you won't. You won't be married. Don't no man want that. And especially, and if you do find a man, it ain't gonna be the man you want. Any man that accepts that type of bullshit or that type of thinking he's not gonna be a leader. Someone in the relationship has to be held accountable for what happens with the family. The leader is also accountable. And so his thought process and the way that he makes his move has to be beneficial, not just for himself, but for the entire group. And a woman has to submit to that authority. It's the same thing with a company or it's the same thing with a company. There's always a CEO. That CEO makes the final decision ultimately. You can never run a company by committee. Someone has to be able to be the deciding factor. And women they think in their mind that you can exist in a relationship where power is shared equally, and you can't. And even in fact, they're not even attracted to that. They're attracted to the guy that's the most masculine, the most dominant. They're attracted to that, but they want to try and shape it where their ego is served and they have as much say in the relationship as the man does.
So I hope somebody will put up with that shit.
It's really not that.
I hope somebody will put up with that shit.
I can count the times that me and this man have
not the man she wants.
We understand each other so well. Literally,
are you married?
50-50. Everything is 50-50.
Are you married?
He's cool with sometimes cooking and sometimes he serves me. Sometimes I'm cool, I'm cooking and sometimes I serve him. Sometimes I don't feel like it. Sometimes I'm too tired. And he's like, but what's the deal of me getting up real quick and serving myself? What's the big deal? He said it himself. What is the big deal? It's not that serious.
Yeah,
did he marry you?
I understand that's your comfort of it. Like I said, and it's not an issue in my house when I cook and I serve my lady. You get what I'm saying? In the same way, I hold her to that same standard.
See? Because you do it and you have no problem. Meaning when she cooks, when she cooks, she always should serve you because you always do it.
Yeah.
And that works for you guys.
I don't think that makes a difference at all. I think that there are a lot of relationships happy relationships where the woman is happy to serve and is appalled by her man serving him, is appalled by her man serving her. I think that she reverence and reveres him as being the king of that castle and is joyous to serve. And those are the relationships that last because it puts her further in that feminine state and puts him further in a masculine state so that he does even more to protect and provide for her. But these women, they want equal treatment, but they don't understand that there's an opportunity cost that goes with that. That's a college word right there, opportunity cost. Opportunity cost means that there is a cost to any decision that you make. There's no way you're going to get 100% of nothing. You're going to have to give up something to have something. If you want a man that's going to be okay with 50-50, okay with being challenged all the time, he's not going to be a very masculine man because masculine men won't tolerate that at all. They're not putting up with that at all. And a lot of these women think that they're going to get married to a masculine man who's some sort of hybrid that's going to accept this in the future just because they're affirming themselves that they're going to do that. And that's not how life works. These men are giving you testimony and letting you know, hey, if you desire to be married, especially to the man that you want, that you find attractive, you're going to have to change these behaviors within yourself. But these women think that they can get their cake and eat it too. I could be masculine and get a masculine man and he's going to be attracted to me. No, mama. What's going to happen is the only men that's going to be left is the men that you don't want. And by the time it's time for you to settle, you really ain't going to want them niggas. Just is what it is. But we're gonna keep this thing going.
But that's not 50-50. That's 100-100. That y'all keep put
facts.
No, it's not.
It's not the same.
Because I would never respect a woman that's giving me 50% of her. I want a whole 100 of her.
What you see?
No, I'm not slicing it down. I would not settle for 50. I would never. She's out.
Back to the leadership.
I'm doing all, you're doing all.
No,
so back to the leadership.
Because at the same time, if I'm paying most of the bills, and you,
that's what I said.
No, listen.
That's what I said.
So what?
To be the
Okay,
leader.
so in that case, why the fuck am I cooking more?
If you're paying the bills,
I'm paying all the fucking bills. Why the fuck am I doing homework? No, I should. Those are my fucking kids. I care about my family. If I feel like that's what,
to do that,
and you should choose to be equipped.
Look at it. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to create a narrative and then use reality to justify the narrative that they created. And then when he turns the narrative on his head, they don't accept and be like, okay, well, in this instance, you know what? That doesn't make sense based off of what it is that I'm saying. If I'm just in it just to be the leader, then why do I cook most of the time? Me, I don't cook ever at all. But why do I cook most of the time? That defeats your narrative. Not enough. It's not enough.
You should be the equal partner for me. No, you should be the equal partner for me.
You're a unicorn.
I'm not a fucking unicorn. These men aren't here. They're walking around.
Yeah, you are.
You're oblivious to it. You only hear one side. You already called me about my leadership. Oh, you want to be leader equal?
You say you're paying all the bills.
I do.
Okay,
then you should.
And at the same time, I still said I serve my woman her plate.
Yeah, because she's what, at home taking care of your kids.
No.
She works as well.
She works as well.
Okay.
And her bread is our bread.
Amen.
At the same time,
Perfect.
100%. I still make the plates. When I cook,
Absolutely.
I cook more than her. I do the homework with the kids majority of the time. So they just accept me different than they would accept her when it comes to doing homework.
Okay.
No, I just don't. I don't.
These men are here.
You ain't got no answers.
Most people aspire to have exactly what
But
you have.
that shit's not fucking off. It's not normal.
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 And you know why it's not going to be normal?
And it's
because
messed up.
when you have like this shit where you giving a man 50% of you, and you feel like you just too tired and you can't go the extra mile for your man, why the fuck would I go an extra mile for your ass?
I'm saying, I said,
it's not. My thing is, it's just
putting your all.
One little instance where sometimes I don't feel like serving him, but I put my all in everything else.
We'll end it right there. Notice how they're able to justify everything that they're saying. And in these conversations, you can see what it is. You can see what a lot of men are going through when you have someone keeping tally of the things that they do and don't do. And instead of it being a relationship filled with joy, happiness, and giving to your partner, your person, your significant other. I hate that word partner, man. I really do. It's filled with, well, I did this. You should do that. That doesn't promote a healthy relationship is all I'm trying to say. But we're gonna keep this thing rocking and rolling. I got one more pack. I think it's one more pack, huh? But in the meantime, in between time, I got to do my little reset. And then we gonna go. All right, we back in this thing. We are back in this thing. All right. I need y'all to like the video. Comment if you want, but turn your post notifications on so you know the next time I drop. Now, up next, I got some clips for y'all, man. These women out here looking to the left and looking to the right and not seeing a man in sight. You heard me? I think a lot of it traced back to what we just watched earlier in this stream, where women think that the mantra of feminism is going to lead to marriage or relationship. And now they're starting to understand that it only leads to loneliness. Let's get this thing going.
Looking around my surroundings.
Started expecting for some man to walk up on her because she was lonely.
I look to the left. I see a black man with a white woman. I look to the right. I see a black man with a white woman.
Don't forget to mention you started hating. Let's keep continuing.
What do I see? What do I notice all at the bar? Single black women. So it got me to thinking. And don't get me wrong, I don't have an issue with interracial dating. I don't. That's not what this is about.
Yes,
Cap.
you do, and yes, it is. Stop it.
Cap.
Have black men like totally given up on black women?
Black men have totally given up on masculine black women. Understand
Talk
the
about
difference. Understand the difference, because what you're producing as a woman may not be, it's not enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to be more feminine if you want to attract a masculine man. If you want a man in your life, you have to be feminine. Take yourself into a mental hospital or therapy or whatever the fuck you think you need, because right now, bro, ma'am, lady, all I'm hearing is complaining. You talking about black men being with white women and like, dude, that's their life.
This brother hit it right on the nose. It said that for women to get to the place of understanding what it takes to keep a man and the value of men, I'll say this. It said that it takes what it takes for women. It said, I'm going to try it again. It said that what it takes for women to understand the value of a man, they first must feel the lack of their presence. And they're going to go through a whole bunch of stages. It's almost like, I think it's like the 5 stages of grief or something like that. They're going to go through a whole lot of stages where they're going to get to a place. It's going to start with trying to shame a man into choosing black women. Then they're going to be like, you know what? We don't even need y'all. Go ahead and do what y'all want. Now it's going to be a stage of like, you know what? Maybe I need to do a little bit of self-reflection. You know what I mean? I need to look at myself and be like, man, something's amiss, you know? And then hopefully, eventually, in stage 5, I know I skipped stage 4, but eventually in stage 5, they get to a place where it's like, maybe I need to do the self-work and make an adjustment within myself because this ain't working for me. And these men are saying it loud and clear. Don't worry, y'all, I got more for you. Come on.
Be real. One thing about an interracial relationship, if you're not in one, you should mind your fucking business. Because I think people should be with whoever make them happy. I don't give a fuck if you white and he orange. I don't give a fuck if she purple and you light yellow. Color don't mean shit. People be killing me talking about they don't respect interracial relationships. Really, you shouldn't care. I don't care if a Jamaican lady is with a Puerto Rican dude. I don't care if a white dude is with a black woman. My woman mixed. And I don't give a fuck what nobody think about it. So clearly my kids mixed too. I think people should be with who they want to be with. I don't think it's important for black people to be with black people or white people to be with white people. I think as long as you're compatible, You should go on with your fucking life and be happy with who you with. Y'all be wanting to see people with who y'all want to see them with. That type of opinion wouldn't even come out my mouth. Y'all want people to stay in their race, but you in your own race. And look at the nigga you got.
I gotta say this. I'm the type of brother that's gonna go down with the ship. I just am. I'm sticking with my kind. That's not to say I have an opinion about what everybody else do. But I will say this. In black women's mind, being with somebody that makes you happy, no matter who they are, is exclusively for black women. That means that black men are not allowed to have it. They have to deal with the shit that black women give them, and that is it. We're going to keep going, though. I got more.
When it comes to these black men who specifically say that they don't date any black women, like black women whatsoever, you have to look at the relationship with their mother or their grandmother or any of the women in their life. And that will tell you why that man is saying that. Because a lot of the times when black men be like, they don't want to date no black woman whatsoever, it don't matter, even though they have not encountered every single black woman, yet they stereotype and categorize all black women into this category.
I didn't want to stop it, but I had to. So let me get this straight. All right. In order for a man to be able to categorize black women as a whole, they have to be with every single black woman that ever exists. That's your logic. Okay. All right. We keep this thing going. Keep it going. I'm just trying to follow the narrative. That's all. I'm just trying to follow the narrative.
Them, all black women ain't shit, or they too this, or they too that. Right? So how my mind works. I try to look at the relationship they have with their grandmother, their mother. If they have a negative perspective of their mama, their grandmama, or the women in their life, the black women in their life, they will take that out on all the black women on this earth. It's not so much as black women are to this, to that. They really be having mommy issues. 9 times out of 10, it's something internal in them.
So my question is this. The same way they could be having mommy issues because of the type of mother they had, could black women be having daddy issues because of the type of daddy they didn't have? I don't know. I mean, I can get it. You know, I can see. But I do think that this may be a form to relinquish accountability from the narrative that the world shares about black women and push it off to black men and say that the reason why they feel these things is solely because black men have mommy issues. But we're going to keep this thing rocking and rolling. You feel me? Hey, Liberty Twitcher said, very good point. Thank you. Thank you. I'm just here to shed the light. I'm not here to disparage or nothing. I'm just trying to,
They have these issues internally, right? Because how can you say all black women are this or that when you have not met all black women?
But we understand that it can't be all.
All black women are not loud. All black women are not ghetto. All black women don't have a bad attitude.
And this is the pointless argument that most women, especially black women, like to make. We understand, it's understood that it is physically impossible for you to speak to all of anything. There's always going to be an exception to the rule. But when we talk about the generality of what black men are experiencing with black women, that notion has to be addressed. But what is happening is that they're trying to limit it and I use the word limit to all, so that it distracts from the actual conversation of generally speaking. Okay? This is just it's a tactic, man. I just got to put it out there, but we're going to keep going.
Just like women of other races, all of them are not submissive. All of them are not kind. All of them do not treat you better. There are liars, manipulators, abusers in every race. So if you as a black man is saying that you don't want nothing to do with the black woman, the woman that was made for you, the woman that you create, then that's something internally that you have within yourself. That ain't got nothing to do with us. And it'd be so funny to me how y'all perspectives be like all black women are this or that, but then you go date a white woman who comes from a race of people who enslaved your ancestors and oppress your people to this day. But all white women are not that way. But for some reason, all black women are a particular way. You see how that don't make sense? You need to go fix that. If that's you, you need to work on that within yourself. Don't blame us.
Man, we obviously know it can't be all of anything, but if you're dealing with predominantly most of, then you can make that narrative. I'm just saying. Liberty Twitcher said, so now she is generalizing about white people. Exactly. It's cool for you to make some generalizations, but nobody can generalize about you. We know that that's not all. That's a non-starter. Your argument implodes on itself just with that. But we got more. I got more for you. Don't even worry about it. I came equipped. You feel me? It gets better. I had a funny one too, man. I want to throw that one in there. Hold up.
It's 2025. Can we please stop with this goofy ass outrage whenever it comes to black men being in relationships with non-black women? As a black woman myself, I have never understood this issue. Because as much as a lot of black women act like they just can't stand black men, I don't understand why y'all are mad. And then we'll make stupid ass arguments like if he don't want to be in a relationship with a black woman, it means he hates his mom or some shit like that. Because
oh my God,
is what activates this man's libido. Why does he have to hate his mama because of that? And let's just play devil's advocate for a second. Let's just say he does have this underlying hatred towards his mom. Have y'all ever paid attention to how a lot of black men are actually treated by their mamas? So,
bruh, they don't know each other. I know she didn't just watch the video we just watched. So you got, let me calm down. Let me let her finish.
Even if that is the case, why are we skipping over the fact that it very well could be justified? Of course, we have some exceptions, but as a whole, black men are actually treated horribly by black women. Whether it was from a romantic relationship or from their mama or their auntie or their grandma, a lot of black men have experienced trauma that was caused by black women. Y'all have even got on here and acknowledged that black men who act like they have this hatred or this dislike towards black women is because of unresolved issues of trauma that they went through with their moms. The only thing I do agree with y'all on is that if they do have some underlying issues whenever it comes to their mother or whatever the case is, they should seek some sort of professional help for it. Those type of issues do need to be addressed. But y'all are skipping over the fact that the root to the issue is how he was treated by black women. Y'all want to hold black men accountable for not addressing their trauma. How about we hold the person who caused the trauma accountable as well?
Maybe. The reason why is because black women have to project. They can't hold themselves accountable. If we have to hold our mamas accountable, then they would have to hold themselves accountable. That's why. But don't worry. I got more. Oh, man. That was refreshing, man. I ain't even gonna lie. That came up just at the right time.
Look to black men who only date white women. Hit the button. And I find that those relationships are problematic because there's a lot of white women who like black men, but they don't like black women. And they find black men who also feel the same way about black women. And so their relationships are the, unhealthy kind, are the kind that...
Wow. Congratulations. You have had your melanin snatched. Your melanin has been snatched, and you can go head over to the Ice Kingdom. We no longer need you.
You know what boggles my mind? She can speak with so much emphasis, so much declaration on relationships she know nothing about. Just outside looking and just making shit up in her head and then putting it out on the internet. Let's keep on going though. I thought it was hilarious how you had the white woman reacting to it. They have to do whatever they can to project. I'm serious, man. They got to do whatever they can to project. Black men who choose white women deal with white women who don't like black women. And white women choose black men who don't like black women because that's why they're together. Because 1 + 1 = 3 + 4 + 5 × 7. Exactly. Let's keep going though.
Black guys or white guys?
Black guys.
Can you elaborate?
2025.
Oh, my bad. Hold up.
Specifically black guys?
Yes, black guys are melanated, and I want my children to survive. And I know that the only way for them to survive in the future is for them to have melanin in their skin. So that's a way for me to, make my legacy continue.
Okay, I like that answer. That's actually a really unique answer.
That's a good answer. That's different. That's a real unique answer. I'm gonna tell y'all black men one thing. Black women are supremely jealous of you. They hate the fact that you are so excellent that white women and women of all different types of races find you super attractive. You want to know why? Because most men don't find them attractive. And it ain't because they ain't fine as hell. It's because of their fucking attitude. That means that they would have to make an adjustment and they don't want to do the work. A Liberty Twitcher said maybe there are valid reasons for black men to generalize about black women. I'll look up some stats. Yeah, there are a lot of valid reasons. We know just amongst ourselves having a conversation because most black men are experiencing the same thing with black women. So when we congregate and have this conversation on the internet, in the barbershop, whatever, they're experiencing the same stuff. So there has to be some truth to it. Even black women are saying they're experiencing or can attest to the experience that black men have gone through. Some of them have seen it. Some of them have done it and come to the light and realize like, hey, I needed to make an adjustment. That was me being hurt. I need to change. I can see where I was wrong at. Liberty Twitcher says, stand by. For sure. He said, black Americans, they have the highest divorce rates among all groups. Notably, black women are the only group where the number of divorces exceeds the number of marriages per 1,000 individuals. That's a huge stat, man. That's a huge stat. Kevin Samuels even said once before, I think 1 in 4 will get married. That means that if you line up 4 black women, only one of them is going to get married. The 3 of them is going to be alone for the rest of their life. And they understand this though. Even though they delude themselves to not accept it as reality, they understand this deep down inside of their soul. He said divorces per, Liberty Twitcher says divorces per 1,000 people, 2018, percentage ever divorced women, percentage ever divorced men, black men 30.8. I want to share this, and I got to shout this out because I'm a huge fan of his channel. Medium Man does a great job of listing the stats, the true stats of just the black dynamic for men and women. And he's very objective in his view. He's not a misogynist, none of that stuff. He's just being objective and reiterating the data. Us black men, I'm trying to tell y'all, you're doing way better than they like to say. They lie about your character. And these women, these other races of women, they know it. Liberty Twitcher says, so if a guy wants to reduce his chances of being dumped by a wife, then maybe consider her color. That's true. Where there's smoke, there's fire. You know what I'm saying? You're not saying, I want a successful marriage. I want a nuclear family. I want a submissive wife. I want to be happy all the days of my life. It has been shown that I'm not experiencing that because in my own race, because there's a lot of undealt with trauma there, and there's no way to even cut through that. LeVar Star says, new viewer, Never heard of you. Never heard of you. Applaud to you, King. I appreciate you, bruh. Appreciate you tapping in with me, man. We're gonna keep going, man. I got more for y'all, man. It don't stop there. It don't stop there.
Girls keep you on a tight leash. Probably. But not Rachel. Like right now, I told her exactly, hey, I got to go to Chicago for business for a couple of days. I'm meeting up with my friend Zleek, who I haven't seen. And yes, we are doing a podcast about black men who date white women. And she was like, oh, well, have fun with that. I was like, don't worry, you'll probably hear it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Peace.
So yeah, everything's open and she's chill about it. She trusts me, 100%. Does she worry about certain things? I'm sure she would, because she tells me I'm handsome all the time. And she,
you're a handsome guy.
You better stop. But yeah, so but I think overall I've gained that that trust with her. I mean, but those are the top three. She's super smart. I think her being smart is just so attractive.
Yes.
Because I was a C student, kind of B student in college. I don't even want to talk about what I was in high school.
Right.
But she was valedictorian of her class.
Oh.
So
he got him one.
So that's that
he got him one.
But you've never dealt with, and I know with the NFL, you've never dated not smart.
Right.
So so that was going to be who you're going to be with anyway, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But I think what kind of scared me a little bit too is, I guess outside of them, the girls that I knew that were in college, they didn't make it till, because, once you're a freshman, you're a freshman. And then you meet like 45, 50, black people who you're hanging out with. Then that drops down to 25. And then that dropped down to 10. And then you finally graduate and it's like 4 of y'all. And you're like, oh my goodness, what happened to everybody?
Right, what happened?
So.
Yes. So that was non-physical. Let's go physical. Let's just go the face from the forehead to the chin. What do you love about her face?
The thing about it is what he's describing is that peace that men seek so desperately, especially in an ongoing relationship, because a lot of times your quality of life is poor. Even though you may be successful on paper, but your quality of life, having to deal with ongoing battles and not have that exuding peace in your life, can cause you to go to an early grave. I mean that. And these women, they don't understand how valuable that is to a man, and all they see is the color. It ain't about color, it's about the peace of mind. It's about not having to argue and fight with my woman every time I come home after fighting the world. It's draining, You literally can't live like that, and they don't understand it because they only see themselves. Their worldview is only identified within themselves. Liberty Twitcher said, what if a man wants to avoid a fat wife? Let's see the stats. He says, black women, they have the highest obesity rate among all groups. This is true. This is very true. With over half classified as obese. The rate is significantly higher than that of other racial ethnic groups. I'm going to even say this, right? Kevin Samuels used to say this all the time. He used to do this all the time. Height and weight. The reason why is because these women have these fantasies of this type of guy, this high value man, and don't even consider what he might want. Fit, feminine, friendly. Kevin Samuels coined that word. Liberty Twitcher says Asian women, they have the lowest obesity rate with just over 17% effective. Liberty Twitcher says, so if a black guy is turned off by fat women, then statistically he'll go elsewhere. Women don't understand, especially black women, don't understand that men also have preferences. The idea of a man not preferring you is so foreign to them. It does so much to their ego. It destroys it. And so they have to protect their ego by any means. You feel me? Liberty Mutual goes on. Liberty Twitcher says, I say Liberty Mutual. Liberty Twitcher says, is that a guy's fault that he's turned off by obesity? Not at all, man. You like what you like. You like what you like. Liberty Twitcher says Lizzo is gross. She's not a role model. She's a role model to people who operate out of delusion. She gives people who operate out of delusion an out. Life or death. It's insanity, man. All right, let me keep on going, man. We got a little Corey Holcomb.
Men who empower whores are bad for society. If we lived in a society that was working to be better, whores would not be empowered. A whore destroys a nation and its resources. That's what a whore does. A whore is not happy with herself or anybody else. That's why I said a woman with a BBL is autistic. That's why I said that. Whores are not happy with themselves or life. So they do things to destroy the production of life, starting with themselves and their children. They don't care about their children's growth. The man must be established as a villain over everything. Yo daddy ain't. That is the theme of a whore. Yo daddy ain't.
When you have a people who intrinsically don't like self, what they do is they have no choice but to project that outward. Instead of doing the self-work to identify why I don't like self and being okay with that and then working on that and then learning to love self, they rather project outward and create destruction and calamity all across things that they can see. That's what's happening in the Black community. That's why you see our children destroying themselves, operating out of emotion. It's madness. Keep on going.
Serious? You really tripping about who follow me and like my? It's Instagram. That's what it's made for. Why you always tripping over stupid? Lord, what I'm gonna do with this girl, bro?
Cheat on her.
That would make my life a lot easier.
Man of God, stay faithful. Faithful is a trend. Don't follow it.
I need to get these.
Brother, this queen is heaven sent. Heavens knows she's not.
She put me through hell, bro. Oh,
it takes prayer and patience.
Input 90.
Perfect.
Yes, yeah, I need that, man.
No.
She not for me.
Call her back.
I'm not calling her back. I'm not.
And she apologize.
Apologize.
Never apologize.
Apologize for what?
Who are you listening to? Who are you? Who else is talking to you?
I ain't coming so long, man.
You deserve
oh hell no.
Come again. Come to Jesus, bro.
Come to my senses, man.
She's probably cheating on you. Trust me. She's
right
being
now.
Faithful.
Oh, I don't know that, man. I'm gonna just call her back. I'm gonna call her back. I gotta call her back. She's really a good person.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah, baby. I'm sorry. I was wrong. Yes, I'm a horrible person. You're right.
Man, shout out D1. Shout out everybody in my city, man. I like to put these skits in there for my, for my people and shit. But D1, you wrong, bruh. You wrong. Wrong. You should have stand on your ground. Now what he about to do is he about to institute something inside of her mind that think that the way she behaving is okay. That's what's gonna happen. I'm telling you. You gotta train these women. Dog. You can't just let them run wild. You feel me?
What exactly are you supposed to say? I don't want forever, but I want infinite right now.
What?
Let's just take the pressure off. Let's just chill. Let's just see how we vibe out. We can take it easy. You can come and see me. We can talk about how we see things and tell each other what it is that we've been needing. We can take a walk. We can catch a flight. We can smoke and talk, or we can lead a night. Tell me the last time that you really felt alive. I'll tell you all the ways God has saved my life. It'll send chills down your spine. We can sit in silence or we can throw a party fit for two.
Ah,
I got a +1.
he falling
I was thinking
for
about
it.
bringing you. I get a rush from all the things that we do, but I play it cool. I don't think I need forever, but I think I want infinite right nows. Yeah, that'll be cool.
Look, don't be fooled, man. That's how they talk to the weed man to get that free 7. You heard me? All right, man. Look, that was the last one for the day, man. I'm gonna be back here again. I gotta, I had to get in rotation and stuff like that. Y'all tap in, man. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, man. I appreciate y'all tapping in. Liberty Twitcher, man. I call you Liberty Mutual a bunch of times. Appreciate you tapping in and showing support. You know what I mean? Shout out to LeVar Stars, man, new watcher. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, we're gonna be back again, bro. I mean, we do this all the time, you heard me. But in the meantime, in between time, I got to add. I got to add some music on the way out, man. Thank you, my brother. Thank you. You made this enjoyable. Really. It's always enjoyable, but it really was turned up with your commentary, man. Loved it. But we're gonna head out with my partner, my player partner, Cool for the G's, you heard me?